So, what did the weekend's full supermoon in Aquarius reveal to you? This last full moon on Sunday was all about revealing to you something you need to change about the way you move in the world in order to be ready to step into your new Earth purpose and revamped life. The question being asked by this monumentally critical supermoon was this: what is your prison? Being an Aquarius sun sign myself, this was my personal full moon of the year, so this was extra powerful for me. My revelations came in the form of pain. How about yours? Saturday morning, I woke up with excruciating uterine pain, and I knew exactly what it was. I had an ablation a few years ago due to a lifetime of severe menstrual bleeding and pain, which means they cauterized, laser burned my uterine lining so that I wouldn't shed anymore. During the process, they discovered I had precancerous abnormal cell growth in the lining they removed. I had the choice to either have a hysterectomy or go on strong progesterone doses to completely stop my menstrual process and in 95% of cases, halt the growth of the cells. I chickened out on the surgery, having just undergone one and having severe anxiety issues, and went on the hormone. That and the surgery eliminated my periods and pain almost entirely. I also began using marijuana daily to control my bipolar disorder, and I went off my prescribed medications at my guide's behest after rejecting their suggestions for several years and going through the total hell of the medical route and finding out for myself the hard 3 suicide attempts way that this really isn't working for me. Fast forward. 2 years later, earlier this year, I knew something huge was coming for me at the equinox, but I had no idea what it would be. At the time, my diet was a disaster. I probably ate McDonald's 3 times a week, and ate all kinds of other garbage too, including tons of sugar all day. On the afternoon of the equinox, March 20th, I had a McDonald's grilled chicken meal, and it almost killed me. I had a severe toxic reaction, my liver shut down, and I seriously thought I might die. I spent a horrible night crawling around the apartment in pain, because my guides told me I had to keep moving all night to get all of the poison out of my system as quickly as possible, throwing up violently and spewing poisons from my body every possible way they could exit, including violent, uncontrollable sobbing in between the crawling trips to the toilet and throwing up. I didn't eat for 3 days afterward. I didn't need to. I felt great. I lost about 15 pounds in those 3 days. When I did begin eating again, it was almost entirely organic vegan, and that's mostly how I have eaten since March 20th, 2014. I've continued to lose weight and even reverse age. Even my voice changed, becoming both deeper and younger somehow. It seriously confused some people. And during this process, I was feeling so good that my guides said it was time to try going off the hormone. So I did, even though in the past, even forgetting it 1 day would bring on the excruciating pain. But this time, no pain. For the most part, I didn't experience any of the pain I would normally experience if I missed even 1 pill. That was when I seriously started researching the link between marijuana and cancer. And that was when I realized my daily marijuana dose was also helping me control my precancerous cell growth. My guides led me to begin to understand that marijuana is a holy panacea gifted to humanity from the heavens, and that it is kept from us for a reason, to keep us enslaved. Because if you free the marijuana plant, you free the human mind, body, and spirit. And the Illuminati, elite, archons, Monsanto don't want that. I also noticed that if I ate any soy whatsoever, the pain was back instantly. That was when I started researching the link between estrogenic foods, or foods that either put actual estrogen in the body, animal products pumped full of it, or mimic estrogen in the body, phytoestrogens in plants, especially soy, and the chemicals that disrupt hormone balance, such as phthalates and parabens, and cancer, particularly breast and uterine cancer. And I realized that my body was teetering so precariously on the edge of cancer that if I even had a bit of soy sauce, It would activate the abnormal cell growth immediately and cause severe pain. In fact, if I were tested, I'd probably find that the cells are indeed cancer by now. But what's the point of getting tested, since I know what I want to do either way? A diagnosis is only helpful if it serves to guide you to what will make you better. I already know. I probably have cancer, and if I disrupt my hormonal balance, even a tiny bit now, I get excruciating pain as those mutated cells fire up. Quite the alarm system, I must say, and I'm grateful for it. It will be my key to final liberation. No cheating. If something's going to kill me, so what? I'm familiar with death. I've courted it. But if something's going to hurt like a motherfucker, it's a lot easier to say no. That was when I gave up all soy products, including the wonderful new vegan tofu recipes my beloved was making for me. And we went along like that, mostly vegan, with some tuna, wild-caught salmon, and organic cheese a few times a week. We did good until last week. On a stressful, exhausting day, we got lazy and complacent and picked up some turkey sandwiches from Subway. And the next morning, August 9th of the full moon weekend, I woke up in excruciating pelvic uterine pain. And that was when I realized how much hormone they must have pumped into that turkey for just a few slices to activate my cancer cells. And that's when I really realized that I live in enemy territory on this planet. And now I don't trust anyone who is selling me food that is not organic. They are either intentionally trying to poison me, or, much more often, pawns of the evil non-physicals that make us do all the dirty work against ourselves and each other. I think of that grayish-brown ground meat product they pureed and squirted into those potato flour buns and handed to me over the lunch counter at school, and how I ate it dutifully and then threw it up violently just outside the lunchroom doors. Those lunch ladies didn't mean to poison me. They didn't know they were poisoning me. They didn't know they were a brick in the wall that would become my bipolar disorder, gallbladder disease, gestational diabetes, and cancerous cell growth. They were, though. I grew up slurping down all manner of processed, poisoned, mutated, artificially dyed and flavored food products, and I grew up sick, fat, and depressed. And guess what? So did my entire family and all of my friends, to one extent or another. Some got to stay skinny, but their children got brain cancer. Some were infertile. Some were substance addicted. Some were psychotic. Some, like me, even tried to kill themselves because it got so bad. It's got all of us to one degree or another. Our food supply is designed to make us fat, sick, depressed, diseased, violently angry but unmotivated, and ignorant, as is our personal care product industry and our cleaning product industry. Because it's not only soy, it's not only meat and dairy, it's also the poisons they add to everything we consume. Phthalates, parabens, pesticides, and other chemicals all seriously disrupt the hormone balance, among the myriad of other ways they damage us inside and out. And this makes us fat, sick, depressed, diseased, violent, angry, and ignorant. In particular, throwing the estrogen balance off not only gives us breast and uterine cancer, it also keeps us women demonstrating the shadow sides of over-feminization, such as over-passivity, lack of self-esteem, guilt, shame, lack of motivation, lack of willpower, and lack of physical energy, not to mention lack of sexual energy. A bit of a tangent here, but make sure your sex toys are made without phthalates. Phthalates are the chemicals that are added to plastic to make it soft and pliable, and that stuff leaches right into your most sensitive, soft, hungry, hormonally linked lady parts and fucks you up good. Back to the big picture. Then I learned about the archons. I will include a link down below so that you can learn more about the archons. The non-physical dark entities that have this planet enslaved and who feed off of our lowest, basest emotions and human tragedy and misery. And I suddenly saw so very clearly that continuing to be addicted to their poisons is keeping me from doing what I'm here to do. Because I am a highly psychic, highly educated, incredibly powerful Reiki master healer with an above average IQ and training in psychology, energy medicine, holistic nutrition, counseling, aromatherapy, herbology, and life and business coaching, plus a whole lot more. And I'm not working because I'm fat, sick, depressed, diseased, violent but unmotivated, and ignorant. Well, I'm not ignorant anymore. I'm fucking awake now. I realize that the food I've consumed since birth, which is a part of my culture and my everyday habits and my media and my education and my family tradition, is poison designed to make me the Archon's bitch. Fuck that shit. I am nobody's bitch. I will not continue to allow myself to be addicted to their poisons and allow them to lap up my constant misery as a result. And that brings us to sugar. Sugar is the #1 sleeper weapon of the Archons, in my opinion. There is no deadlier poison we are facing today. Sugar addiction throws off the entire mind, body, and yes, even spirit. It is the perfect weapon against a sensitive, loving, compassionate warrior of the light, and we flock to it and cuddle up to it in droves, seeking a little comfort in this harsh, loud, violent life. Even when we are too compassionate to keep eating animals, and too sensitive to use harsh personal care and cleaning products, and too chemically sensitive to get off on alcohol, we love our sugar. And it slowly but surely destroys us from the inside out. It erodes our emotional stability. It literally eats away the coating on our nerve endings and causes our bodies to lose minerals. It destabilizes our hormone balance by making our blood sugar fluctuate wildly, which causes insulin destabilization, which causes hormone imbalance. It attacks our immune system, keeping us constantly in a state of physical stress, which takes vital life energy to continually battle. It throws our body into an acidic state, which is the only state in which cancer can live. And every time we eat something sweet, it sets off the insulin response, which grabs that sugar from the bloodstream to store it up as fat. And while I fucking hate fat haters and people who are obsessed with weight loss, and I don't buy all the self-hate bullshit propaganda designed to make us fear fat and hate ourselves and each other, and while all the kids who made fun of me in school every day of my life because I was carrying a few extra pounds and was bossy, mouthy, and way too goddamn smart, can go fuck themselves, I don't like being fat. It's unattractive and painful and exhausting. It keeps me from wanting to be around people or show up in my own YouTube videos or be on television or in pictures. It keeps me hating and loathing myself and hiding and shaming myself. And worst and most devastating of all, it keeps me from putting myself out there fully and doing my work as a spiritual warrior. I know that I can never be the spiritual warrior that I am and take down the Archons and bring spiritual liberation to this planet if I remain addicted to sugar. So this full moon, I went on full detox from all of it. No more sugar. I'm still in detox mode, so that means no sugar of any kind, including honey and evaporated cane juice and even fructose and agave. None. Not even as a minor ingredient right now. Because I am totally starving those little Arconian primed receptors back into balance by giving them no sweets of any kind to trigger the spike crash response that sustains the addiction process. It's the exact same process the body goes through with alcohol, which is just a different form of sugar addiction. Gotta go cold turkey and forever, basically, if you have a system that's primed for this family of addictions. If you're primed for alcoholism or sugar addiction, you can't just consume in moderation. They fucked you up too good for that. You've got to say no to their poison completely in order to free yourself. And I am eating nothing that isn't organic whenever it is at all possible. Why? Because if it's not organic, it is full of intentionally added poison of some kind. It may be GMO, genetically modified in some way, which always means it's genetically designed to kill with inborn pesticide genes. That genetic tampering acts on our genes to kill us from the inside. Monsanto people, they want us sick, dying, and dead. And even if it's not GMO, but it's not organic, they're allowed to add a fucking arsenal of poison to anything they want to and sell it as food. Look at what McDonald's was just exposed for. Buying meat that wasn't fit for pet food, bathing it in enough chemicals to kill the decay and bioorganisms living on it, and thus reaching what our government considers a safe level of contamination for human consumption, and then grinding it up and handing it to us in a bag to feed to our children. That is what I fucking ate for my birthday parties growing up. That's what most kids eat and consider kid crack. And for a reason, since many of the chemicals in it promote allergy reactions which cause addiction. That decaying, diseased slop. It makes me want to puke whenever I see a McDonald's commercial now. Those Arconian corporate zombie sellouts will pay heavy karma for how they've shoveled their poison down our children's throats for decades. I can't wait to see them fall hard and to help make it happen. My nonverbal autistic daughter is addicted to their chicken McNuggets, and she only eats 6 things in the world. We are working to break this addiction, but we truly fear she may starve if we push her too hard on this. That is how firmly their shackles are around her neck. But I will fucking break them. I'm in it for real now. I'm not theirs anymore, and neither is she. Because I get it. We live in enemy territory. The culture, the tradition, the American dream, it is all designed to keep us enslaved. The only way to break the chains and free ourselves is to do things differently. That means new ways of eating, bathing, dressing, cleaning, healing, and otherwise living. If you were brought up conventionally, what you were taught was very likely the same mindfuck program the Archons want us all to continue to obey. We cannot live our usual mindless American normal lives and make it out of this battle intact. All those mores, all those traditions, all those ways of being a normal average American are the ways we remain prisoners, slaves, bitches to the system. Fuck that. So yeah, I'll admit, sugar detox makes me a raging bitch from hell and throws me into dark, mean depressions and has caused terrible headaches and body aches and exhaustion and nausea. And this is only day 3, so I'm more than a bit snippy in this post, and there's a lot of cussing involved. But when the cravings get really bad and I want to stick my head in a sugar bowl and just slurp, or maybe rip the flesh off of someone who's playing their car bass too loud, I just picture a dark, soulless, smugly smiling Archon handing me that sugar, and I'm able to flip at the bird and say, fuck you to sugar enslavement. So my big revelation this weekend was that sugar and estrogenic chemicals and foods were the shackles on me, keeping me the Archon's bitch, and if I didn't change things dramatically and quickly, I could very possibly die from cancer soon, and worse, be in daily, constant, excruciating pain while doing so. And my response to that is to clean up my food, my cleaning products, and my personal care products to a degree that I would have thought extremist before. I don't care what it costs, how inconvenient it may seem, or how much I want to down a can of sweetened condensed milk. I'm over it. Will I get a hysterectomy now? I don't think so. That's not why I chose to experience this. I chose to experience this so I could get this wake-up call right now and turn it around myself without cutting another piece of me off and throwing it away. I had to have my gallbladder out after the birth of my daughter, and I've regretted it ever since. When I would eat garbage, my body would give me horrible pain and nausea. So I cut out my gallbladder when it became diseased, rather than thanking it for the message and cleaning up my act. I am not going to do that again. I'm awake now. I'm listening. And I'm taking back my body. I am a spiritual warrior, and I'm here to fight the Archons to the death. theirs, not mine. I'm here to spread the light and liberate planet Earth from her spiritual shackles, and absolutely nothing takes precedence over that for me. I will see them fall, and I will become a healthy, lean warrior for peace that has a hand in making it happen. I will not kneel down and suck their poison anymore. I won't slather it on my skin. I won't lather it into my hands and lungs as I clean. I won't wear it against my skin, and I sure as hell won't put it in my mouth and smile and say thank you. Fuck their plan for a toxic dead world full of toxic dying mindless slaves. This is my planet, and she will be healthy, radiant, beautiful, alive, and peaceful. And someday soon, so will I. Namaste, and thanks for listening.